Okay. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well? Where is here? Hi, Jenny. Hi, AG, Northman. Get fucked. Andrew, Judik. Salut. Hello, everybody. So I want to make sure, yeah, everybody, can someone tell me if my sound is okay? Good. Not gonna do like Vive la France. Yes, no. Viva la révolution. Yeah, not want to do like last week. I speak alone for 30 minutes before I realized I was not live. But everything good. Got a new mic, new PC, so everything should go smoothly. I don't want to spend too much time repeating the big picture, but I think it's important in case there's new people coming on the channel. I'm the French bull, so I'm bullish, even if I'm looking potentially for more downside. Ultimately, my target for Bitcoin is about 200k. Maybe even higher. We'll see that in due time. So, suppose you already know my account as well. We're looking to finish this fifth wave. I don't think it is done here. I really check everything. I mean, everything is always possible in trading, so we got to be ready for everything. We did try to get long at the bottom here as protection. I took most of the profit from this position during this move up. Right now I'm looking for more downside, but it's getting a bit iffy. So we're going to look at what could be possible. So for this fifth, the main count we had, I think since last week. Yeah, that's the count I shared on the public live stream. It was for this, in fact. We were looking for wave 3 to finish here. That's what I actually shared on the Twitter today. That was from last week. We're looking for the third to finish at the 261.8, so about 40k. And yeah, 40k. That's what we got. Now for this potential fourth wave. Yesterday was, or 2 days ago, was a little bit stressful because there are some strengths in pushing higher. We saw, yeah, bulls showing some strengths, but as you can see, we more or less reached the 50% retracement, which is just what we expect for two. Oh, yeah, this is this too. And the invalidation for this would have been to overlap the top of wave 1 here, or the bottom of wave 1. So it's still really good. Now we got kind of a good impulsive move here today. I didn't manage to catch that really well. I was actually out when we did get the bottom here. But we can still look at what could be possible. What is this? This is the one. Yeah, I went down to outcount this. I had to go really low on the time frame on the 1 minute chart, which is usually not what you want to do on a Elliott Wave. The more you got to, the more you have to go on a low time frame to find the count that works, the less it's reliable, you can say. But I wanted to see if this bottom could be a wave 3. And yeah, we can't find a way to see this as a wave 3, so this will be a wave 5. Which will mean, because if this is the top here is a wave 4, we're looking for an impulsive move down here. And then, yes, if this is a 5 waves, it is good. We are in, could be in a 1, and this could be a 2, down or not down. I have this weekly level that is really key for me. So I would prefer if we don't continue up for this bias. But hey, if we see strength and it starts to come back down again, and we got another occasion to take a position at the weekly, I will take it. In fact, right now I'm in a low leverage short. From that weekly with this high as an invalidation. Looking for the lower boundary of our current range. And potentially the target for the 5th wave. While of course taking a bit of profit maybe at the mid-range at POC or even a bit higher. We'll see how this acts. But if we got a significant move down, of course I will lower my stop, take a bit of profit, and if it gets stopped and I've got another opportunity, I will see. I mean, in case he do something like this, you know, and you make sure you take a bit of profit, you get stopped, you got out of your trade with profit, and if you see another opportunity, you're good. But yeah, if I look at this, there is a lot significant volume that may be a sign of a wave 1 here. So going a move up. But at the same time, most of the volume, if we see that 2 candle here, maybe. Yeah, you see here, all of this volume here come here. So it didn't make any progress into moving up. So the volume at the top, is it someone buying resistance to break it, or is it just FOMO being absorbed by bigger player? I'm not today sure. Oh, there's a lot of comments. Let me take a little break and read this. So, hello everybody, good to see you. Bonjour Alice. Randall, I think that's look good. That low still doesn't feel convincing. TPO, I think, indicates that. Yeah, I don't look a lot at TPO, but yeah, I think we have a power low maybe. A small bang tail here. yeah. But we'll see. Even if we continue here, we have some possibilities. Shorting a short squeeze for crypto. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm shorting. Where is my simple? Yeah, I got my range here, which is defined since a long time. In fact, I think I got just the 2 level on FTX here. This has been key level for me for a while. We got this weekly and this daily level that come from last year, which was you see resistance here, there's resistance here as well. Here we got a bit of overlap, but play resistance at first. Support, now support. And we are still below this trend line that we broke on a log scale. If we look on a linear scale, we're just retesting it. So, of course, I mean, if you're long and you're expecting higher, I wouldn't blame you. I think it's really sensible to look for higher from here. My bias tell me that I want lower bids, so I'm more exposed on the short side than long. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, we are still at the boat. If we take the week here, we didn't really break here. FTX we break it, but on other exchange we didn't even make a daily close under it. And so yeah, it's definitely not stupid to look for at least the top of the range. I got no issue with this. But I mean, we saw a trap here on the breakout. And so with significant supply pushing it back down. Now we got this. It is not really easy move to trade, especially based on Elliott Wave. If you just play the range, sorry, I had too much chat. I mean, you got your POC mid-range. It wasn't easy long. I would have took it, but I was just not at home. So I guess several people in the crew took the long here, probably took profit on the way up, but yeah, that's also why sometimes it's good to not be too much focused on the Elliott Wave side. And I really like it on a high time frame kind of perspective. But even here, it's not always easy. Now, I've been studying Bitcoin for years, so I kind of feeling a bit how it acts. I'm less surprised, and we'll see what we can expect here. But on a lower time frame, when you count below 4 hours, it can easily trick you in false assumption. And yeah, I shared that a bit earlier this week. And yesterday we were in a stream. We said we're looking at least to reach this mid-range here, which we reach. Now the question here, and so here it's a Wyckoff chart. I say, okay, we can take both bias. Volume here indicates that it could be accumulation. I know that with Bitcoin, sometimes volume at the low doesn't mean accumulation, because a big player like to sell into where there is liquidity, so sometimes they sell into support. But yeah, in green you got the accumulation side, and we just did the backup at the edge of the creek. So yeah, there's this. Now we'll see if we we do retrace here, we'll look if we can read some kind of ABC move, maybe into the golden zone and into right now what I could read is maybe some kind of leading diagonal here. 1, 2, 3, we could be in a 4, maybe we do a 5, so then maybe an ABC for a 2 before continuing up if we are bullish. So I would probably try to catch along again. In case I'm wrong. But yeah. Yeah, this count will be mostly invalidate if we go above that high here. Hello. Adonis said we are going up. I don't know who Adonis is. What's up? Got out for a few hours and we move up. Typical. Just next time, tell us when you're going out, what's your position, so we can just edge the other side. I'm joking. Possible short squeeze to yearly open, in your opinion, Horseman? Why is the yearly open just... That's a level I maybe should have on my chart. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the other count I could see to finish the move down, and count that could take us a bit higher here. And yeah, definitely. Get fucked. Definitely agree. We are still in a bigger correction. Total market cap is bearish. Bitcoin dominance is low. USDT dominance is bullish. A 50% correction from all-time high will be LC. Yeah. For way for it's good. Bonjour, Senti. Nice to see you here. Colin, I'm looking at 43.5 for short. Okay. So yeah, maybe if we 43, we have a POC here. We're doing some kind of fifth here. Yeah, I could see that. At least for play for sub wave 2. Comment allez-vous, Senti? Mais je vais bien, merci. I prefer when... just let me put this in. I prefer when everything goes as planned, but sometimes we miss some trades. At least we did got a small... I did got a small scalp this morning, and the range have been played not so bad. So it's a pretty good week. And I got a new PC to play with, so it's always appreciable. And it's really better to work with. Range high, golden pockets, plus monthly VWAP. Callan save for his short at 43. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Totally. So let's continue with the count. Yeah, I will think about that later. So because I can't find an end for this fifth. We didn't reach what I could expect. neither for the alternative count here, where I could be looking for deep, not a fifth, but the wave 3 still. Wave 3. The same, we didn't reach the 161.8 here on the linear, so it kind of feel like unfinished job. So we got several possibility. I went with the idea of an ending. I talked about that a few weeks ago. That sometime it can become really tricky at the end of a count. So here I'm just speculating, but you can play even higher, you know. Because in this part you got either an ABC that work. We could see a three wave down. We could see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finish as well. So we could have finished an impulsive move. It's not low enough for me to be the end of a bigger move, but it could just be the first subwave of this fifth. And so in that case, I will go for an ending diagonal because the target is not really far away, so I can't go with, for example, I can't assume maybe, but I will not assume we do a 1, 2, and a 3, 4, 5, you know, because it doesn't fit with the large account. So I'm going with, potentially an ending diagonal. And as this play, as well as an 3 and a 5th move, well, the ending could be tricky the same way in 3 or 5 waves for the wave 3 and the wave 5. But I think this is still really relevant, especially in the case where we break this weak high, but we are kept below this level. We have still good resistance here. We can assume that it will be resistance. We have the point of control of that range. We know we have significant selling happening because we are below it. So from there's 2 possibilities. Take your fib. Now let's put this in the complete one. And so either you do a 1, 2, or an A, B, and a C, which I get about the 1, 1. Or you go straight through it, like a big short squeeze, really big short squeeze, and you go 161.8, maybe even the 200 here. If this has to play as accumulation as it is, and this is like the secondary test of phase B, like we got our selling climax here, automatic reaction, you have secondary test, and this will be an STB. If this want to play as an STB, then we could go straight inside it. I don't think it what will happen, but I never exclude anything. So that's why I very rarely just set bids and go to sleep and wait to see if it's failed. I would rather put alarms. Usually I don't need alarms, so I know when going to sleep if it's going to move or not. And you see when you wake up. But you see if you get divergence coming into here, and you see some sign of absorption on exochart and stuff like this. And just simple divergence on a 1 hour on a RSI. When you got confluence with other level, it play really well usually. Okay. So so the other possibility. So here we got the algo target as well. That's also one of the reason I remain on a better side is I want to reach this minimum target that I know algo took there, and I know it is aligned with more or less with what we can expect for wave 5 or wave 3. But the other one I talked about is this. So it's not really conventional count. It's a WXY. So WXY play with corrective move inside. We don't, like for an ABC, you look for 5 waves down for the C. In a WXY, you look for some kind of corrective move. So either an ABC or another WXY or something else. But here with this law, we're still into what could be a flat. We went beyond the origin of wave A, but we stopped before the 123 retracement. So it could really, technically, it could still be a wave B. And so we could see this continue as a 5 waves to finish corrective move, maybe at the 1-1 below previous high, maybe do a swing failure pattern of the previous high, and then finish the move to finish a Y there. I think that's pretty much it for my Elliott counts. Of what do we have here? We still have this. Excuse me. Yeah, we still have this, which I'm not really a fan of. Assuming we have a 1-2, I'm going for a 3 here. I mean, I got it because technically it's correct. I know there is relevant Elliottian who will be looking at this, but guts feeling, don't tell me this is happening. This is pretty much invalidated. So yeah, here we are. I think that is pretty much what I have as scenarios. So I talk about this. We're gonna talk about Wyckoff a bit more. So right now, if we do break this low, from it confirmed we're going for a lower low. I will still be taking a profit at the daily level because it's the bottom of the range, and we could still do something like this before continuing down. But I will assume we'll go for the lower target. Right now, let me just take a look. Is it up to date? I think my ExoShot desktop app is bugging a bit with me. It's going into idle mode, and yeah, it's not updating. Got to fix this. Yeah, good. We have some trap longs up here. With why don't we have the data here? OE delta. About 6 million longs trapped. Okay, if we can lose this, I'm starting to be a bit more confident. As I say, it could still be a wave 4, even if we lose this, if we're in an impulse, but knowing where we are and seeing the volume here, if we start to change the market structure on a 1 hour 30-minute chart, let's say even a 15-minute chart, we have POC. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It could still be just ABC and go, but yeah, well, if we lose this, we know we have significant long trapped into this area. So unless the big players that absorbed those long start to absorb their stop and liquidation and get back it could cause some fear and liquidation, helping this to continue down. And there's a thing happening, I think, on the open interest that I saw happening in the past and yesterday as well, earlier this week. Not the open interest, but the founding rate. You know that when founding is negative, it's a bullish sign. But the thing is, you really want founding negative when you're at lows, when you are going down. That means that it's selling into fear. But when I saw that we were getting negative funding on a breakout here, significant breakout, where people were starting to get really bullish, I'm pretty sure there was several big YouTubers looking for a lot of upsides. Then I'm wondering who is keeping price down, because if founding is negative, it means that someone on derivative is keeping price down, is absorbing the FOMO. And so yeah, if someone is absorbing the FOMO, it's probably a big player that know what he's doing. It doesn't mean he would succeed. I mean, we always try to read what big players do to play along them. That's a bit of the goal when you're a smaller player. But big players play against retails, but also against each other. So sometimes even if someone's short with, I don't know, maybe 100 million, it doesn't mean he will succeed. He could get squeezed, or his position could be used by someone bigger, smarter, that will force him to close or get liquidated and send price with even more strength. Let's see, there's some comments. Jenny, WXY will be a pain. I prefer to be in the final fee for the C. Yeah, definitely. Me too. In fact, I really keep that WXY count because it's relevant where we are in case we do reclaim this area. But I want to be aware of what could get us down more. Maybe I will find some already. But it would be kind of strange to get a WXY of that magnitude. It might make a lot more. Start again. It make a lot more sense to be an ABC. Usually we read WXY the way. I know there's some people that read WXYZ like this. I don't feel it right. Anyway, let me think if I think of something else. Well, I think the 4 is already long enough. Could it be if we are in an ABC here and we're doing some kind of flat? Could it be a 4? Let me check with time. If I take fib time here, I'll take the length of 1, 2, and 3. We are already quite extended. I will not exclude it. 2618. It doesn't feel really right. Usually you try to read something like that look like this, that feel like it, that sometimes you will get a wave that is going really shorter in time and the next really longer, especially in crypto when we get big short squeeze and quick move up and long slow correction. So you see, but usually try to get harmony into the look of your waves. That's where it feels right. And you see we are below this high volume node. So I say this. But yeah, even a bit higher than the top, we are still in high volume node on this macro view. We're still in under the high volume node, and let's take a look at this chart for a minute. Weekly chart. So we are still below the weekly. Things get bullish if we close above here. So if we get a move here and we close above before Sunday, I could change my mind. But it doesn't look like right now. Who knows? Now let's look at just simple thing, the moving average. We are below. Do we have another pen here? Give me a second. Okay. We take this. So in yellow here for the dotted line, and here we have the 50 moving average. So exponential one and simple one. We have the 21, which is in green, and 100 that come in blue here. So this is significant level. It's really simple stuff when it comes to moving average, but it is always good to know where you are. And you know when you are below the 21, bears are in control. So here we already were kind of in a trap, but we see that the 50 kept playing as support. Just this was the tricky part, but it was really tricky even on a low time frame. And the count, it was just painful to count this down as a 1-2. At first I tried, but the last move was too hard for me. Well, when it started to move, you just assume you got a 1-2. Anyway, but yeah, right now we did broke below the 50, so let's see if we close the week above it. But again, mean bears are in control still. On a daily time frame, I'm gonna just keep the 200 or the 100 as well. Yes, and the 200 moving average. And you see how it played not bad. We really got our supply candle here. Oh, I lost my pen. Yeah, we got our supply candle here that breaks the simple moving average, and here the exponential one. Exponential one is acting as resistance really, and you got plenty of time to go for the short down there. So it's still resistance. If we come into it, you can assume it will be resistance. Someone with an unpronounceable name say boom and go. I don't know what that means. Kunal Ray, do you use market cipher? No, I don't use market cipher. I'm really using what I show you. I like simple stuff like your weekly, daily level, your significant trend line. What's in fact every traders look at it, because at the end, if you want to look at the same thing that what the market is looking at. So your simple, weekly, daily level, sometimes 4 hour, the order blocks, the Fibonacci, of course, with golden zone, the market structure, and sometimes you want to get ahead of the crowd and look for when you know the simple thing, you know where liquidity will be. For example, here, you got a low that when it broke, it will change market structure on a weekly time frame significantly. And a lot of people will look at this as bearish and will have their stop below it. But then you can expect to have a good move up after taking liquidity. It's really what some fellow pattern are, and I think it's the best things to trade. It's really the swing failure pattern. If you got one thing to learn, is that it's time. Here you see you got big swing failure pattern and you got a good move down, and again you got your final swing failure pattern, the one that nearly got me out of my short, by the way. But yeah, you got your swing failure pattern again, and it gives you a really good trade, especially because you got a tight invalidation and you take profit early to secure. But then, you're in a trade with, if you trade with leverage, you can take a bit of leverage because you got a tight invalidation. Non-financial advice, of course. Confirmation tool, ExoChart, RSC, etc. Yes, usually I like to to take a look at ExoChart, and you see when you get something like this with a kind of a lot of volume at the top, you see a shift here of the open interest, so someone closed this position and reversed. And there's some stuff like play very well as well when you got, maybe we get one down there. Yes, here. You got a bullish close, you got significant volume at the low here with a POC in red. And you got a negative delta here of 7 million. So negative delta, it means that there was about 7 million more market sales order than market buys order, and yet price did rise again. That means there was somebody absorbing those market sales order with limits by limit orders, and usually someone that, but when you got millions of limit buys order, it's usually a big player, so you can try to play with it. And yes, indeed. So yes, again, if I saw that, if I was home when that happened, knowing it was at the POC of the range as well, I would definitely have taken a long here. Then it was too late. And yeah, there's a lot of little tricks like this. I still, excuse me. I'm still learning to use all of those tools. You know, I try to study a TPO chart as well, and the new DOM chart. That's tools that help more for the low time frame play, the shorts, the scalps and stuff, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm still learning, and after I use stochastic and RSI MFI. You got good play with it. It's kind of simple. It's like the rest of it. You got to be aware of where traps may happen, like this. But you got a resistance here. You got a fake breakout, and now it's coming back under. But I use trend line and divergence. Of course, divergence a lot. In fact, when I count the waves, we know that between the end of wave 3 and 5, you usually got divergence on your indicator. So you look, and depending on what time frame you count, 15 minutes, 5 minutes already give you good sign. We got divergence on 1 hour, it's even better. 4 hour daily. And as always, sometimes you get good divergence on a daily time frame. For example, here you got divergence building. It doesn't mean it will not continue to come down, but you know that market is trying to reverse, and eventually it will. And you see RSI making higher high, price making lower low. And that was really one of the reasons why I was really bullish when we were in that range. And I think I share that on Twitter. I don't share a lot on Twitter, but at that time I was a bit more. The question is how we get there, looking at today's PA. Yeah, today's PA. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. I got to to say, don't know. I mean, I was looking at this and I tried to count, and that's one of the small things that's, je vais dire chiant en français, with Elliott Wave, just going to swear in French, is that sometimes nothing fits well, especially when you look at low time frame and your brain is made to think and to see things as waves, and so you don't see how that could play, and so you don't know, and you got to wait to see what makes the most sense. So now you see here this move. I say, okay, I went to 1 minute time frame to count this, so I don't know, but yeah, it kind of looked like we could have a wave 3 here and a wave 5. Volume is a bit too high for a 5. We don't have divergence, so it's not really good. And now I look at this, so okay, well, we have an ABC, but yet we didn't even reach target for an ABC move. That's it. The market doesn't care all the time of what you are looking at, and you got to do with it. So maybe on the log here, yeah, it's 0.618, but even here, for me, this is not a good zigzag, because we should be getting the 1-1. And now we are still consolidating under the weekly. Okay, let's look at EXO on web, because it's not loading there. EXO chart. Kunal, you should join the Discord, mate. Yeah, of course. If you're not aware, I shared everything I see, me and Luxury and Luke, which is in vacation right now, but we share everything we see, every possibility on the trading chat in the Discord group of Taurus. We do some more bigger updates, and we have live stream every day. In fact, there is trading rooms. I'm more on the Elliott Wave side, so I give less of day trades. But when Luke or Luxury do a training room, they will give they will give a trade setup, and they will explain how they use a lot of EXO chart and stuff. And you can find Toro's Crypto on Twitter, toroscrypto.com, when you can join. And the YouTube channel as well. In fact, Luke do a lot of updates. Don't think he do every day now, but he will give you his view on the free side as well. There is more stuff in the paying side, of course. Not my account. You don't need to see this. Rise. Come on. Joros has a lot of tutorial and a lot of tutorial. We have a lot of learning stuff. There is a playbook with very good strategy and things that's easily playable, like the swing failure pattern. Luke made a simple video where he explained how it plays out, how to see them and play them. I started an Elliott Wave series. When I'm going over how I use Elliott Wave, especially for Bitcoin, and from really the basis. Osman, chiant, égal annoying. Yes. Right. So sometimes the word just doesn't come. But I wanted something a bit more familiar. Thanks, Auntie. Good to learn another useful word in French. VIP Discord. Yes, it's the VIP side. There is a free side as well. Community side. And you can ask question. You can. There is a training help section in the free side. We can help you. And on the YouTube of Taurus, you got also a beginner say here, which there is a lot of little thing interesting. So that's it. I was looking at this and let's say on the web. Data profile on 15. Yeah, again here we got nearly 9 million of delta absorbed. That's a low. We have previous day POC, and I think we do have a 80% setup. Looking for this target here. And it could be a wave 4 here. We'll see. I'm a bit unsure on the lower time frame, so I mean I gave you what position I got. I'm mainly short. I still got a bit of long from more down. Can look at this maybe. Okay, let's look at this on the perspective.
Traders.
Oh.
Okay. 1.6 million short at the lows. Did we track them?
What happened here?
Welcome everyone.
Where is the sun coming from?
Yeah, we kind of caught this one quite nicely.
What the fuck?
But yes, welcome everyone. How is everyone doing? Shout out to everyone in the chat already. I mean, it's pretty quiet.
Oh, okay. That's sweet. So you are lucky. Was what? Was hijacking my stream? Okay. So maybe I can pause this. Good. So here, yeah, might be A, B, C coming to the 1-1 extension. What confluence can we get? Let's assume this is wave 2. Let's put this in wave 4. Extend it. Okay. Let's add VPVR. Got a point of control here. Let's add weekly VWAP. It's down there. Session VWAP. would see something like this maybe. And yeah, so a 1, 2, 3, maybe a 4 and a 5th. So this is if my main bearish idea is not playing out and we are bullish. If we're still seeing absorption, again, let's exit this. If we are still seeing absorption happening, I think we could trap a bit more people, especially I am already on a 5, so I should not come lower, but it looked like a bit a unfinished job. So I would guess we are on a wave 4 and a 5th, and we're going for a wave 3 here. That's for the more bullish sign, but we did made a swing fair pattern of that low, and we did reach enough on ABC. Otherwise, maybe we see what could we see if we are reversing here, we can expect several things. Either a strong move, so 1, 2, and here finishing a 1, 1, 2, and finishing a 3. Roll making a 1, 2, and a 3 targeting here, or even here, like a good liquidation, and then continue. But if we find support here at the 50 POC, same time we have golden retrace here with the VWAP, so we could give a scalp. I will need to wait. If we get another move up, I will assume we are bullish. And then we made a 5th wave, so I will still wait for some kind of retrace. But I would probably look to position more on the long side. If we don't, and we start to crumble down, and I'm good. I had other thing I wanted to talk about. How long I have been? 1 hour. So Toros are amazing guys. Yes, you're right, Jenny. It's really, I really like this place. I'm lucky to find this place. I learned a lot with look and luxury. And yeah, there's good vibes, and that's also why I'm more active on stuff like Discord and Twitter, because I don't know, I kind of feel like Twitter is, if you want to grow on Twitter, you got to be kind of a jerk. Jerks get more view on Twitter than nice people, in my opinion. And it's really aggressive in the very fans the comment and stuff. And when you got inside the Discord community, you're in a community, and people try to help each other. It's not aggressive. It's good vibes. Yes, Osman, je t'ai reconnu. Nice to see you. Kunal says 80% setup don't work on weekend. Well, we are still Friday. And yeah, you recognize look and the sound. Luke is back from holidays, but streaming not so late, it seems. Luke act is streaming from Mexico. And weekly VWAP, a good target. Yeah, overall, I mean, for my short, I will take probably, if we reach this, I will take some profit there. We got our more or less our golden retrace and weekly VWAP. Definitely. So should I continue? Do we look at I don't have much more to say on the low time frame, so I can take a look on the higher time frame. Okay. Because overall, we'll look at this on Elliott Wave side. It's a flat, agree. I mean, that's what I see. I don't have much doubt about it. But on a Wyckoff perspective, what could this be? Gosh. I mean, we have a buying climax here. With a distributional range here. So it's the buying climax as well as the automatic reaction and secondary test. And then we got our shakeout here, which come with secondary test. So overall we have a little reaccumulation range here on a bit on a downtrend. So if we zoom in, could see we could read this more clearly. But we got shakeout and automatic reaction, secondary test, a breakout with a backup at the edge of the creek, and here we are in uptrust. Uptrust retesting the buying climax area. Or could we see this as a sign of strength maybe? And this is as a backup at the edge of the creek. Overall, it look like we are entering phase C, but we are entering just here. And that's why however the count finish, why I would like to be able to read is a clear reaccumulation pattern, to see that we are done. And if it's stop without breaking the slow, I will call this like a failed spring. if you were to stop here, which I don't think, should be a lower LPS. And if we got the more bearish stuff where we break the low here, I will look at this as a spring. So maybe just a quick move up, move down and back up in the range, or sometimes spring play same as the other with a little range developing before breaking back up a string move. It feels like a phase C. Feel like a phase C or phase B? That will bring us very far if it's just a phase B. And I wouldn't know how to count this. Yeah, maybe if we finish the flat here, we do start our new impulse, but still do a long correction for subwave 2 before really going for the 3 of the macro 5. That will bring us really far in time. So I believe we should strong move in 2022. We already got a year of ranging markets, and we are getting interesting things happening. Yeah, I saw a news that I wanted to share. It's a report from Fidelity Digital Assets, so the crypto side of Fidelity, which is one of the biggest pension funds and trading stuff for America. They are like holding, I don't know, 8 trillion of assets for the customers, and they made a statement that is really interesting. So it's a serious company, I mean. We also think there is a very high-stake game theory at play here, whereby if Bitcoin adoption increases, the countries that secure some Bitcoin today will be better off competitively than their peers. Therefore, even if other countries does not believe in the investment thesis or adoption of Bitcoin, they will be forced to acquire some as a form of insurance. In other words, a small cost can be paid today as an hedge compared to potentially much larger cost years in the future. We therefore wouldn't be surprised to see other sovereign nation states acquire Bitcoin in 2022. And that's exactly what I'm looking at for the wave 5, this macro wave 5 of this bull run. That's one of the reasons I was a bit surprised on this move, and even if since we were there, I was ready to see a flat pending. I talked about this flat since since last summer and this big range. But when we heard about El Salvador taking Bitcoin as a legal tender, I was thinking it's a bit too early. But for me, it was a good signal for wave 5. And yeah, maybe that's what will fuel this move here if countries start to really buy a bit of Bitcoin, like big countries, and not necessarily because they are enthusiastic about it, but more just to be protected. And in fact, it is what happened. Similar thing that happened at this time. It's when there was starting to be a lot of hackers that was how we say the hacking enterprise and public company and big company and asking for ransom in Bitcoin with the ransomware stuff. And there was a lot of company, especially the smart one, that bought Bitcoin during this time because of this, because they said, okay, in case someday we get hacked and we got the hacker asking for a ransom in Bitcoin, well, we better buy Bitcoin right now than wait for it to be too high, and they partially fueled this move. I think that was this move more than this one. I'm not totally sure, but I think this is really during this move that they entered a lot. You can find an article about that. And so that could be the same kind of stuff that happened, but from the countryside. To protect yourself, you got to buy now when it's consolidation, when it's at a fair price, when it is at its yearly VWAP, in fact. Could this 30-60K range just be a massive distribution for whales who bought mines when BTC was $100? And Alice, it's not about the one country, it is about the many countries buying Bitcoin. That is the key message in the article. Yeah, of course, yes, that's what I mean. And so could this be a distributional range? Well, yeah, sure. I mean, this could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not supposed to happen, but you get the point. And we got divergence at the top as well, here. So I can read a complete move, and in that case we could come back down, but I don't think so. To have a bias. Do we get some kind of top with exploding top like this? I don't know. Maybe it will be more complicated and we could end up with an ending diagonal, in fact, something that do multiple top and go sideways for weeks, months, and don't see a big spike at the top before entering the next correction. But I don't think this is the end. The early miners and buyers have been selling, but they have been selling all the time during rise, in fact. So they sold a lot here, and they bought back at the low and here, and they may have. You may think they made a loss because if they sell below where they bought back, it's not sensible trading. But the fact is, these big whales that are holding million or even billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, they got to think about the health of the market, and so they have to sell into the strengths and use the cash they got on the sell to keep the market at a good level and keep it rising. So what they still holding is keeping value, and they can sell at the rise. it's a bit complicated to know exactly how those really big players are doing stuff. And now they are part of the, big players of the world. And I think their main focus is to make a crypto legitimate, and so going more to convince banks and political and etc. And we can see that now there is a lot of people that are supporting cryptocurrency, and now banks and every big financial institution are supporting crypto. And I think that's the focus of the big holders of the early adopters. But of course they sell always during the rise. At the end, you need cash for your everyday use still. And if you're a billionaire in bitcoins, but it's gonna live into your car, you want to diversify. At least that's what I believe. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. I went over everything. Okay, Bitcoin is continuing. We are losing the level. So again, look at the 1-1 extension, maybe. One, two, three, four, five. Let's take a last look at exo chart. And maybe I'd give a trade setup at the end for the memory. 4 million. Mostly big players. This is the side of the order here. Rising open interest. Previous POC at 42,700. And we say the 1-1. Here 42,680. But seeing this, I am starting to get confident into the shorts. Yeah, we have a shift of position. I will wait a bit still. Which may be this POC. If we see a good candle here with good volume and trap seller, maybe I try to play the move to appear. At least as an edge to make short. But yeah, that's it. And I said, yeah, trade setup, in fact, I gave it earlier. That was the trade setup. And we say the target is price. Target is 37.30. About 2 because it's not the same exchange. Yeah, 37.30. So yeah, here's the play. For now, we'll see if it played out next week. And if this is ABC 1, 2, 1, 2, that could play as a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5. Does that fit for the fifth wave? That could fit. Yeah. Let's see. In case, thank you for watching till the end. Thank you for participating. It was a nice stream, I think. I appreciate seeing you all. Not seeing you, but appreciating reading you all. And I hope we're doing good this next week. Don't forget to take a break from trading during the weekend if you can. You know, some maybe the only time they can really trade, but it's if you are trading all week, it's important to clear your head some days on the week and come back on the chart with a fresh mind. And don't forget, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. So risk management is always really important. Take care, everybody. Have a good evening or good day, wherever you are, whenever you watching this. Thanks again. Bye.